Hello. Okay, so right now I just want to briefly talk about the difference between when you are regularly teaching and when you are trying to pass your interview. So, though these rules and steps seem a little bit tedious, they're absolutely necessary for when you are interviewing. So, what I recommend to people is, for example, you can even borrow a webcam or rent a pair of headphones when you are going through your application process, but then you can use maybe a cheaper set of headphones or your own video camera on your computer once you've actually passed the process. Because one of the things about being an online teacher is that we're not full-time employees. We don't get the benefits of health insurance, etc. So therefore we are, quote, independent contractors. That means that companies basically can't fire or hire us based on very tedious details. So getting our foot in the door is the most important aspect. Actually getting fired is difficult. What I mean is that your internet speeds need to be very, very high in the beginning, but you can definitely tone them down after that. Then what's going to matter is how many clients you get, how many people you get, but you can teach lots and lots of people and have a high rate of clientele even with a lower internet connection. But a lot of the companies make you actually pass a speed test. Yes, Cambly makes you pass a speed test every single time you go on, but their speed test is very low. So that's what I would recommend. Just think about this as this is a very tedious process, and caring about the noise and caring about the lighting and caring about everything. You need to make sure it's absolutely top notch when it comes to your interviewing, your demo video. But then you can kind of relax a little bit, travel a little bit more, tone it down when it comes to your regular teaching, especially when you get like a set of regulars. Absolutely, you need to keep your quality of teaching very high, but I don't necessarily stress anymore about hearing the sound of a zinc, like rain on a zinc roof with people that I've taught 50, 60 times. I usually just like hold up a rain cloud and I say, oh, it's raining, can you hear it? And they're fine. I even have a kid, and if it's a regular student and I hear my kid in the background, they'll comment, they'll be like, oh, how's the baby? But as long as it's not crazy distracting, it's one of those, you don't want to get bad ratings, you don't want to lose your clients, you don't want to teach a bad class. But what's really important is keeping these steps and making sure you do not hear a crying baby in the background when you're doing your demo video and when you are doing your interviewing. I'm not saying that you cannot have your child around all the time. I'm just saying that if you want to get hired, you need to have these steps in place. So for example, when I help people get hired or I help walk people through it, I will lend them my equipment. I will lend them my video camera because, I say, go get the job and then you can use your regular camera. And, sometimes you'll get bad feedback or people don't want to book you, so maybe you should invest in your own. But it's honestly very difficult to get fired from a job. The only thing is maybe they won't renew your contract, which is essentially getting fired. But it's harder to get let go from a company than you might think. What's the difficult thing is getting your foot in the door. So just make sure that you follow all these rules while you're teaching, but don't think of this as oh my God, every single time I need to tell the neighbor to keep the music down. I don't know. For me, it hasn't necessarily been a problem. I'm very conscious about it, and I'm please, Chrissy, you need to be quiet. That's my baby. Mommy's teaching, shh, be quiet. But at this point, I don't stress about it. But I don't think I'd ever get a job if I had her crying in the background. So just be consciously aware of that, and don't think to yourself oh my God, I can't teach online. This is too many steps. It's all about passing that interview, getting your foot in the door, and then you can kind of see when I first did it, I was so anxious about everything, and everything needed to be in line, especially because I wanted to get really high ratings so I could get fully booked. But when you get more seniority and you've been with a company for a long time, you just get into a rhythm, and all of this tediousness just becomes really easy. So don't worry about it. Think about more of this as passing your interview, and then you can be a little bit more relaxed about it, because Even looking over the course now, I think, man, this seems like it's really hard, but it's work, but it's doable. All right, thanks. Bye.